This episode brought to you by MeepleRealty.com, your source for high-quality custom board game inserts. Meeple Realty, think inside the box. Hey everybody, welcome to Board Online, Board Offline. Today we're bringing you an unboxing of Scythe from Stonemaier Games. Now we are in my new house here. I don't have the room completely set up. Obviously don't have the green screen up yet, so we are back in front of the wall of games here. Most of them are below camera level. Still working the kinks out of this room. We'll get there though. But you know what? Let's get right into the box for Scythe. This is a, I guess, worker placement area control game with a little bit of combat thrown in for flavor. It takes place in this real interesting post-World War I alternate universe where mechs were actually used in World War I. You know what, let's get down to the box. Some of the best artwork I've ever seen. Let's get to the box and I'll show you what comes inside. All right, so Scythe, here we go. Designed by Jamie Stegmaier, world building by and art by Jacob Rosalski, who, by the way, just look, this is just one of the best box covers I've ever seen. You've got all the workers here, and I guess we've got some soldiers here with these mechs in the background. And the landscape here, I just absolutely love this box cover. All right, 1 to 5 players, ages 14 plus, 115 minutes. Okay, and we do have a solo mode by the Automa factory. Whoa. All right, here on the back, you see some ideas of the different minis, and I believe these 5 are the leaders for each faction, I think, or maybe heroes or something like that for each faction. A lot of different contents, global contents, faction-specific components, and then we've got the backstory here, which is essentially, well, you know, let's read it real quick. The ashes from the Great War still darken the snow in 1920s Europe. The capitalistic city-state known simply as the factory, which fueled the war with heavily armored mechs, has closed its doors, drawing the attention of several nearby countries. With characters from 5 factions converging on a small but highly desired swath of land, who will gain fame and fortune by establishing their empire as the leader of Eastern Europa. All right, and then you can see they actually go ahead and advertise that this is colorblind friendly and 90% language independent. All right, let's get inside. Okay. All right, so we've got the rule book right here on top. I've not gotten a chance to start reading through this. I've downloaded the digital rule book, but have not started reading it. And going through it, you can see that it's not very, doesn't look like it's super crowded with words and stuff. So, you know, as far as like, a lot of times you'll have, you know, the Mage Knight rulebook, for instance, has triple columns on almost every page, if not every page, going through the rulebook. This one, it looks like it's a little more spread out, allowing for you to kind of get some good images in here, and just doesn't feel too dense in that respect. However, there are 31, what's on the back page? Yeah, so 31 total pages here, some highlighted rules in the back, characters, so that's good. Game end and scoring. So the fact that game end and scoring is here on page 28 means pretty much you the majority of the book is going to be rules all the way through. It's not scenarios or anything like that in the back. All right, so now we've got the quick reference guide. I love when games include quick reference guides. Really helps prevent from having to flip through the rule book. Top row actions, combat, bottom row actions, that's good. Yeah, and especially when the quick reference guide has a setup section. Love that. Turn order, triumph track, and end of game, and important. Whoops, little camera issue there. Okay, but we're back. All right, so here we go. We've got the Scythe achievement sheet here. So it looks like there must be different, just different kind of goals during the game. So we've got the first winners for each player count, the first winners in each faction, the first winners for each player mat, the first players to place all 6 stars but not win, the first winners with $100 or more, the first winners each year, 6 or less popularity, who won more than 2 combats, without any upgrades, without any mechs, without any structures, and without any recruits. So that's pretty cool. Kind of gives you something to kind of run towards in each game, maybe to help change your strategy up. I mean, because obviously something like winning without any mechs could be an entirely different strategy than somebody's used to using. So you may write down your name on the achievement sheet up to 2 times per game. Okay. Scythe Automa. So here is the entire Automa rulebook. You've got 19 Automa cards, 4 Automa Star Tracker cards, and 8 Automa reference cards that'll be in here. And let's see, this is 12 total pages, including the back, which is where they're adjusting the difficulty and Automa personality. Now let's look at this real quick. So looks like it might be a little thicker with rules than the main rule book in terms of, you know, fitting it all in to just 12 pages, but at the same time it doesn't look too much worse. And I hear that this is one of the best Automas in a game, so I'm pretty excited to give that a shot. I'll definitely be doing a solo playthrough of this, among others. I'm hoping to get a solo playthrough and then hopefully something with like 3 or 4 players. That'd be really cool. All right, so here we go. Here we've got these punch outs, and that punched out very easily. All right, so that's. It looks like a 3 coin there. This must be a 5. Got the 10 over here. All right. 20 up here. All this is punched out really well. Just a little bit of something on the edge there. Nothing major. It's not tearing. And that one hung up a little bit there. This is a 1, I guess. Oh, that's kind of cool. There we go. I've always been fascinated with coins that have holes in the middle of them. I always think it's kind of a cool thing. Never really sure why that was done in the first place. You know, like in real life, why coins would have that, except for maybe just for aesthetic purposes. But all right, now I'm not sure what this is. Okay, but it's punching out just fine. Obviously, we got more of those, and clearly that will be explained at some point. All right, another punch board. Some more of those, more coins, more of whatever these are here. And here is the board. Wow, this is bigger than I expected. Okay, now one side, whoa, hold on, y'all. You know, okay, all right. Got it upside down here, turn it around. This is a pretty big board. Okay. Whew. Okay, here we go. So let's see if I can, I'll just have to rotate the camera around a little bit. So over here, you can see, we've got this track over here, which I'm guessing is, I don't want to make any guesses really. I'm not sure. But I know that down here, you can see your spots for different cards, card decks and stuff. So there's that. Up top here, we've got some other kind of track going here. It looks like you've got the symbols for various factions all around the board. I'm guessing maybe, I know that each faction has a starting location, so I'm assuming that's what that is. And then up here, we've got some more spots for card decks. Another one down here. And down here is, I think this, if I remember correctly from watching playthrough, this might be the power track down here. And you can see on the board, you got all kinds of different symbols. But what's really cool is all this artwork on the board. Some really detailed little things going on. You can see the fields and the villages and the forest and the mines and just all kinds of cool stuff. Now, I'm gonna flip the board over real quick because on the back is a larger version of exactly this. So hold on. See how this goes. Something like this. Okay, so All right, so here you can see it's the exact same board, except it's missing this section over here. And what that is that there is an extension for the board that you can get that so this side will mirror exactly what's on the other side. It's just bigger. And some people are like, well, why do you need that? Well, you don't really need it, especially from what I understand with 4 players or less. However, once you hit that 4-player mark, this board, or the other side, I should say, can start getting pretty crowded from what I've read. So I probably am going to grab this extension that goes over here, because then when you play 4 to 6 players, because while this is a 5-player game, there is an expansion that gives you a 6th player, and that extension will allow you to play it without getting super crowded in all the hexes on the board and everything. So I thought that's a pretty cool idea that this is included on the back, and then you just have to buy the extensions like $15 on Amazon or something along those lines. All right, let's get back in here. So we have included bags, which is always really nice when you've got a bunch of bags included for separating out everything. We'll get to these in a second. Let's take a look at some cards. All right, so here we've got some cards. Let's see what these are. So, all right. Oh, here we go. All right. These looks like reference cards, maybe. Yep. Explaining what order, things happen in combat. Then we've got the attack, move versus worker. Okay. Attack, move versus combat unit. Encounter factory. So it's explaining all the different likely things that you could do in the game. So you have the reference right here. Obviously not rules exhaustive here, but it definitely, if you already know the rules, will help you keep in mind the different stuff you've got to do. Okay, so not sure. These are... Okay, these must be different Automa settings, I guess. It's because Automata easy. Automa normal, all right. I can't pronounce that. And then Ultima of the same thing. All right, so then we've got move worker and all that stuff. So maybe all of those were the Ultima cards there. But more cards. Let's get into these. All right, so let's look at what we've got here on the back. So you can see that this matches up with some of the symbols I saw on the board earlier for where different decks would go. And this looks like really interesting. Some sort of, all this stuff looks like high-tech type stuff, so that's interesting. Wonder what exactly, if these are like tech upgrade cards or something like that. And obviously we got to figure out what all these symbols are, but I mean, we know that you got to pay power or reputation or something, and then you gain that, and then you got this move thing down here. So that's interesting as far as that goes. But yeah, look at these cool, obviously all these have this blue kind of energy, electricity, I'm assuming, but who knows? I mean, I don't know, is that electricity? Who knows? But the artwork is just so amazing. All right, so let's look at what this is. Enemy faction River Rock access to home areas. Combat and aggressive movement. This might be more Ultima stuff. I'm not sure what these are. Unless these are reference cards maybe for, well, here, combat and aggressive movement, how to win. Yeah, these must be reference cards because they have all the same information on them, I think. Okay, well anyway, let's move on to this deck. All right, so all these are from the same deck of cards, same stuff. So I know that there's like events and stuff in the game. Maybe that's what this is. Okay, so yeah, you can see here, whistle while you wait for the geese to cross the road, gain $2 and 1 popularity, or pay the girl for her pet geese, or as you call them, dinner, pay $2 and gain 4 food, or feed the geese to your animal and claim the farm as your own, pay 2 popularity. So you're losing popularity, but then you get to build 1 structure. So you can see there's different options here. And all of these have this just absolutely, I mean, look at it. A field of cows, but with these mechs. All this fantastic artwork on here. It's just so good. And they all are giving you, these different options. Herd the sheep on the hillside for an afternoon, gain 2 food and 1 popularity. Serve lamb for dinner tonight. Pay $2 to gain 1 worker and 3 food. Use a sheep to trip up a passing mech. Pay 3 popularity to deploy 1 mech. All right. So anyway, that's what we've got going there with the green deck. Here we've got, okay. I mean, this is just like a container. I don't know what. I mean, it's empty. I'm not sure what the idea here is, but there's a plastic container we've got there, and one more exactly the same. All right. Okay, so obviously these are for building some dials, I'd imagine, which are probably these right here. Yep. Okay. So I'd imagine I'm going to punch this out and plug it into this using these pieces right here. We've got another one here, so I'm guessing there's a third one in there somewhere. All right, some little tiny, I believe these are combat cards. I believe that's what these are. Let me point some out to look. All these cards. I mean, this could be okay. Wait, hold on. Not all of them. So they're not all individual artwork. They do have duplicate artwork in here, but there's still artwork on these cards, and there's still different artwork on a lot of them. And a lot of games, the entire card would be this number 3 would be what's here with that symbol, and that would be the card. But instead, they've gone to the trouble of actually giving you. So I think we've got 3, maybe 4 different pieces of artwork in it. If there's something else, so at least 4 different pieces of artwork in here, which is so much better to look at in my mind than just that 3 symbol. Oh, I wonder if, yeah, okay, the artwork actually relates to the number on the card. Yeah, okay. All right, so that helps. It's actually functional. So that helps with just ease of recognition, just like with playing cards. You can recognize it by the letter or number up in the top corner, or by counting the number of clubs on the card, or by seeing the king. So that's good. That's good. I like that. All right, so here are the player maps. We've got Zara and Kar, the Crimean Khanate. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We've got Bjorn and Max, the Nordic Kingdoms, and on the back is just that. And so obviously lots of different stuff that we'll learn about. Olga and Changa, the Rus-Viet Union. Anna and Wojtek, Republic of Polania. Gunther, Nacht, and Tag, Saxony Empire. All right, so they were back at the beginning. And what else we have here? Oh man, look at this now. Okay, these are all sunken in. That is fantastic. That way, when you place whatever marker you need to on here, it doesn't move. If the table gets jarred, it stays in place. More games need to do this. That's fantastic when that happens. I absolutely love it. You see what I'm talking about there, how it's sunken in. All right, so I believe the way this game works is you will, you have your faction, and then these boards, which I believe are all a little bit different, I think. Let's see here. Let's take a look. So, yeah, you can see the top and bottom, so the tops are definitely different. Compare the tops here. They're all, actually, let's see. Oh, you know what? They're in different orders, it looks like, because this is there, this is there. Okay, but then what about the bottoms? The bottoms look to be exactly the same. Okay, but I know that like this represents an action. So you can do the top and the bottom, or the top or the bottom, one or the other, or both, whenever you choose to do this particular action. I'm pretty positive how it works. So the fact they have them mix and matched means that each one will provide you with a little bit different of an option. So should have a total of 5 of these. A little hard to get to that last one there. Okay, there we go. And nothing else in the box there. All right, let's take a look at these. Oh, we got some more. Well, look at all. Okay, here we go. Look at these wooden components down here. And there's one thing Stonemaier Games is known for, it's their wooden components for sure. I'm not gonna pull all these out. I will show them all to you, but I'm not gonna pull them all out of their bags. But let's take a look real quick at some of these. All right, so these are the quality of wooden components you would expect from Stonemaier Games, which is to say a very good quality. I mean, you know, the paint jobs are really well done, I think, on here. If I assume it's painted, I assume that unless they, I don't know, dye the wood or something beforehand, I'm not sure. But regardless, you know, I like the color in general, but then also it doesn't look like it's something that's going to wear off. Hopefully, obviously that'll really come into you know, we'll know for sure how that's going to go through time and play. But let's see what else we've got in here. So so these must be all the individual player components, because these are all look like duplicates for the most part. With, you can see here are some buildings. It's like a windmill and some other buildings like that. That windmill actually reminds me of the windmill from Viticulture. Here's a black player color and yellow buildings, and the black buildings, blue and red. Okay, and then these look like, let's see what we've got in here. So these appear to be maybe some workers for the blue player. Oh, wait a minute, look at this. I know, if these really are the workers, the fact that they are different cuts, they look different. Besides being, you know, different colors, they are also different cuts, which is part of what will help with colorblind. Remember that this game says that it is colorblind friendly. Okay, so those are some more tokens, you know, more, here we go, workers and stuff for the individual players. Now black, of course, is my favorite color to play, so I'm excited that's included in here. A lot of games don't include black, but this one is in here. All right, so more of the same there, and here we've got some more wooden bits. These are like the resources. We've got, I'm assuming, grain, and maybe oil and wood and iron. And finally, let's take a look at the minis. All right, so you can see on the factions, you saw those individual, hold on, let me just pull one of these out again. All right, so Bjorn and Max, it's the blue. So you can see right here, or Mox, not Max. Here you go, you got Bjorn and Mox right here. So the leaders or heroes or whatever they are for each faction are represented by individual minis. And these minis, let me tell you what, these minis are hefty. These are really, really hefty. This buffalo or whatever in the world this thing is really feels like it's got some weight behind it. And I mean, I kind of expected them to be pretty light and that sort of thing, and they feel solid. Like they feel like the others, the minis, especially the monster minis for the others, were just so solid, and that's kind of what the feel that these have to them. Let's see here, we got this guy with the, there we go. I think that's actually, is this a woman with the bird? I think it is. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. This is, yeah, okay, it's a woman. So Zara and Kar is who this one is. Okay. And we already saw, here's Olga and Changa, the tiger. Okay. And Anna and Wojtek. Okay. And finally, we've got Gunther, Nacht and Tag. Now, so I guess there's, it looks like he's supposed to have maybe 2 wolves, Nacht and Tag, but there's only 1 wolf here. That's fine. That's fine. You know, we take what we get, right? It's fine. That is, I like this guy's beard though. This guy's got a nice beard. I really have some beard jealousy issues sometimes. Any of y'all who have watched my channel during November know that I have very limited beard growing capabilities. Relegated basically to a decent goatee, and that's about it. All right, so here are the mechs for each faction. So let's take a look at, so you can see different molds for each faction. That guy's got some nasty blades on him. And then we've got this guy. He's got some more like some big guns there. And as far as the quality of these molds, I mean, these are good quality plastic. I will say this, that the leaders are clearly a different tier of mold and plastic and everything. These are a little bit of a step down from the leaders, but they're still very good. All right, here's yellow, which doesn't have, I guess, oh, okay, I'm looking, this is the back, this is the front. So it does have, there's the gun right there. Big old wheel combined with walking. And I'm pretty sure that there's no real functionality to these minis. This is just for aesthetic's sake, which for the most part is what minis are all about, right? And I gotta say, I love the idea of these things walking around the board. I understand also that there's a lot less combat in the game than some people might realize. And you know, here's the black mini. So obviously that's gonna be the faction that if player color doesn't change your powers, then black's gonna be the color I play. But I gotta say, I think that this one is actually my favorite. The white mini. It's kind of hard to see the detail on the black mini here, but this one is just really cool. But that's everything that comes in the box for Scythe. All right, so there you go. That is Scythe. That's everything that comes in the box for Scythe from Stonemaier Games. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. You can buy t-shirts over at geekygoodies.com. We have a pod pledge page. And until next time, if you're bored online, board offline.